What's up, my friends? DK, Curry, we're hanging out. This is a big one. This is a big one. Pull up your bootstraps, buckle in, and get ready. I don't know how long this one's going to last, but we have some good topics here today. This is the State of the Union, the state of MLM heading into 2026. And Curry, just saying those words out loud, what are you feeling, my friend? What are you feeling? And by the way, like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell icon while you're here. If you have any feedback for us, drop it in the comments down below. We appreciate you.
Well, on this very first snow day of 2025, I would like to give my opinion on how I feel about that. That's what I would like to do. I would say that, MLM's dead, man. It's not working. It ain't
Yeah, just
working for
quit now.
people. I know, right? And so
Yeah.
2026, we should just pack it up. Everybody should just go get a part-time job, work at a
Open a
gas
bakery,
station.
do something.
That's it, something.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over.
Bake
That's what I
cookies.
no, dude, it's an exciting time. I mean, what I love about where we're headed is this started in people's living rooms. I mean, imagine you used to have to carry around all your Tupperware. You had to bring out all your makeups, and you had to have
Hmm.
home parties, and you had to do, all the cooking things, and it's like the technology and the ability to make money now going into 2026 and beyond. I will say, and I'm just gonna say 2026 to 2030 will probably be there will probably be more millionaires made in network marketing because of the systems that are going to be available than ever before.
Yep.
And I just think but also I think at the same time you're still going to have that massive curve of losers. And I don't mean to call you losers, but you ain't doing the tasks to
Well,
win. So
yeah, and I want to dive into that. And there's three specific things that we're going to talk about in this episode. Like, so when we break down the state of MLM, I want to talk about three things. Number one is really the shifting landscape and how everything's going digital. Everything is going digital. We're getting away from the traditional home parties, belly to belly, and that sort of stuff. And that is going to tie into the third point. Okay. So it's important that you watch this entire episode, guys. And by the way, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, if you're here, you got here, maybe you got to our new blog and somehow you made it here to an episode and you haven't subscribed yet, smash that thing, man. It really does help the channel. We're just trying to be here and help you guys grow. So we're going to talk about the shifting landscape. Number two, we're going to be talking about technology, how AI is being incorporated into more MLM companies, how AI is being incorporated into marketing, individual users, how we're using it to, build and grow and just day-to-day tasks, all the things. As a matter of fact, Curry, you're traveling to a network marketing event where the topic is AI. I mean, let's get real here, okay? And then the third thing, and this ties back to the first thing, which is the shifting landscape, and now it's going to be hard. And I say this with a twist. It's going to get harder for reps to stand out. It's going to get harder for you as a marketer to differentiate yourself from. That's my $5 word of the day. Differentiate yourself from the competition because and Curry, you and I have seen this before, and we can almost go in reverse order here, but we've seen this over the years. The hype around new companies coming and going, people getting super excited for a company for 30 days and then they're on to the next thing. There's a lot of hype around money, income, systems. Join my business, join my business, join my business, make a ton of money. How do you separate yourself from all the hype and all the noise and be authentic, be true, and be that person that somebody actually wants to join?
well, you have to have some knowledge first. I think there's a lot of people who are going into these things with a uh I don't even want to say get rich quick mentality. I don't think that's it. I think that people have a excitement about a thing.
I got two words
And
that'll solve everything, but you go ahead.
yeah, you got excitement about a thing, and then all of a sudden you realize that there's another next thing, and there's always going to be in this state of being, there's always going to be another thing. There is, unless you join a legacy company that is adapting to the changing tides, you're going to join a company that's going to be here and then gone, and then you're going to have to jump from one thing to another. And we've talked about this throughout this 30 video series, is that if you're not building depth, if you're not building depth in the industry, you're literally you're not making any money. I mean, you can make fast starts, and you're going to see these leaders, these people who are good influencers, who are just continuously bouncing from deal to deal to deal because they can't build depth, but
Hmm.
they can build fast starts.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing, is they're going and they're collecting 90 days worth of fast starts, and then they collect the next 90 days worth of fast starts, and they collect the next 90 days of fast starts. And it's usually from the same 1,000 people, and they're
Yeah.
making, $10,000, $20,000 every 90 days, and they're doing it again, and they're doing it again, and they're doing it again.
Yeah.
And so,
And
you
everything
know,
is the next best thing.
it is. And by the way, there are some really good things. There are,
Yeah.
but almost everything now, almost is moving in a direction of rinse and repeat. And it's typically, we're even seeing the same owners who are changing different ideas behind the scenes, knowing that they have to change to a different thing to keep getting that income.
Hmm.
So they know it's not long term. They're not building something long term. They're building it to sell it, or building it to collect fast and move on.
Yeah. So in a world where I feel those those movie trailers, in a world where things are getting hard. Um, I feel like two words you need to remember. Write it down, comment it down below. Be yourself, like legit be yourself. Um, when you can lead with authenticity, sincerity, integrity, and you can just let people know who you are, why you're doing what you're doing, and you can connect with people. Remember, like, and we'll talk about this as we get into this episode, especially when we get into technology and AI and all those other things. Like, systems are cool. Systems are really cool. They're great. They can help with a lot of things. But at the end of the day, you have to make a connection with someone in order for them to join your business. Like, you have to, like, if someone sees your piece of content, if someone sees a post, a blog, a full length video, a short form video, whatever it is, someone has to see what you're doing and be like, I kind of get that person. I kind of want to go, I want to go learn more. And then they could go down the system and learn and train and do all the stuff and have all the funnels and all the cool stuff. But like, until you actually connect with a person that sets you apart from what everybody else is doing, you're just going to be like everybody else. So as we look out into 2026, the whole point of the theme for today is like, as we look out and see where this is going, you have to be you more than ever right now. And I mean, I see it, Curry, I'm sure you see it all over social media. Like, some people lead with hype. Some people lead with negativity. Some people lead with positivity. Some people lead with authenticity. You, I think, as we go further into 2026 and beyond, into 2020, 2030, I want to talk about that. I want to circle back around because I have some data on that. Um, I think people need to be more and more authentic and more true. What do you think about that?
You're not wrong, and I think that's why we've done so much over the last I'm on my side of the world, where I'm constantly trying to help people build their profiles to, focus on them and the brand of you. That's a real thing. It's like
Hmm.
when people see you marketing and see you doing stuff, they're seeing you before they see the thing. And so if they're not able to connect with you and you aren't honest, and people see through it now. Like,
Hmm.
I think technology has allowed us to we always talked about or the the word on the street, the people out there talking on the street.
Hmm.
They talk about how, the how they see you live online is not how they see you live in person. Well, I think we've gotten to a point where everybody's living their real world on social media. They're giving their real self. They're telling their stories. People are being a lot more vulnerable. People are,
Hmm.
and I think that we're not just seeing the highlight reels anymore. We're not just seeing the vacation pics. We're seeing, dang it, Sally just lost her cat. Like she just, where's Sally's cat? It's like we're seeing people's vulnerable sides more
Yep.
and more. And so the authenticity, and I'm glad you used that word. I love that, in my line of work and the world that I live in, if somebody were to describe me, the very first word they use is always, he's authentic. Sometimes I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I am who I am, and they
He's
know this is all they're
himself.
getting. That's
Okay.
it. I got haters, man. I got
Oh,
haters.
please, please. Yeah, you know what? And I don't want to focus on hate by any means, but I mean, there's a lot of different ways to market, guys. There's a lot of different ways to market, and some people lead with hate and passive aggressiveness and trying to tear others down so they can build themselves up. And I think when we look out, where this industry is really going, if you want to stand out, if you want to build, if you want to, be that differentiator and you want to have people join you, you got to be authentic, man. You got to be real. You got to be, you got to stand above the rest, but you got to do it in a way that draws people in my opinion. And Curry, tell me if I'm wrong here, but in my opinion, you got to do it in a positive way. You got to give people hope. You got to give people, a reason to want to partner with you and hook up with you because, you're there to help them. And if you're out there and you're just leading with hype or you're leading with negativity, it might be a quick dopamine hit, like, ah, ha, 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 yeah, look at this guy. But like, if you really want to lead people, you got to do it in a certain way.
Yeah, I've been guilty, man. I've definitely been guilty of having
Oh,
some.
same. Sure.
It's like you want to it's like you want to protect people from situations,
Hmm.
and when you talk about the negatives of another situation, people go, "Oh, he's just hating that. He's hating those people. He's hating that company. He's hating that
Hmm.
product." But it's kind of unfair that you watch the old TV shows, and you see these dads, and they try to protect their kids. I once watched an episode of Andy Griffith, and there's a some sort of fella who's trying to influence Opie in a bad way, and there's a scene where Andy tells him that you just can't leave kids to their own choosing. They'll pick the first shiny object, and that's what they're going to do.
Hmm.
And it's like there's certain people in this industry who have a lot of knowledge of what's coming, what's going, what's out there. And so I've been accused of hating in a world where you're just trying to protect people from bad behavior. Like,
Yeah.
just maintain the right behavior in this industry, and amazing things happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've learned some lessons over the years. I mean, you know, trying to tear other companies or other people down to build yourself up is not the way to go. You know what I mean? And full disclosure, I've been guilty of that myself in years past, and I've learned from those lessons and moved on from those lessons. So it's I think at the time it might have felt right, but then looking back on it, it's like, man, what was I thinking? Like what, so as we look at the landscape and where everything is going, it's, you have to stand out. You have to stand out in a certain way, and we'll let you decide what way you feel that is. But, you have to be and should be authentic. There's your word, Curry. You should be authentic, and you should be able to rise above the noise and separate yourself from the hype and everybody else that's out there trying to do the same thing. Everyone else that's out there trying to throw the mud against the wall. And what makes you different? What makes you unique? And this is where I said before, I just said, be yourself. Tell your story. Let people know who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and connect. If you do
Hey,
that,
speaking of that,
if you should be
speaking of that,
okay.
man, you were talking we talk about being setting yourself apart, and let's talk about one other aspect of this online mode. That it's really wild to me where people have this initial, and this is going to happen more and more as we get further down the line, that you feel as if it's an oversaturated market.
I love
And
that phrase.
I want to bring this up into this conversation because the reason you feel that way is because of the connections you make inside your network. So you have to get I wish that we could do a whole episode just on this because it's like building your church, right? Every single one of us, when we join a network marketing company or join any type of opportunity, we start adding friends who are already in the deal. And
Yeah.
then we only start seeing content because we're interacting with those people. We only start seeing their content. And for some reason, that triggers our brain to believe that, oh, well, everybody's doing it. The
Yeah.
reality is no one's doing it. No
Exactly.
one.
Yeah.
And I don't care what company it is, they're still opening McDonald's right now. They're still opening Burger Kings. And guess what? They're opening them across the street from each other. There's no oversaturation, and there
No.
never will be of any product of any company. You will never oversaturate your network. You haven't even told the people that live on just your street, they don't even know about it. So, as we start separating ourselves,
Hmm.
you have to fix your mindset that no one knows about what you have.
So to
Sorry.
that, less than a mile down the road, out on the main road out here, there's a brand new Dunkin' Donuts that just opened up. 2 miles down the road from there, there's a brand new McDonald's. This kills me, but this is real life. There's a sports park. It's the North Myrtle Beach Sports Park where people go to walk, exercise, play sports, healthy activities. And they opened a McDonald's in the entrance to the sports park. That just kills me. It kills
What
me.
Planet Fitness gives pizza on Tuesdays? What are you talking about? This is common. This is
Yeah, I
ridiculous.
know. I know. So you can go work those carbs off. And then, so the brand new McDonald's literally opened up less than a mile away from an existing McDonald's.
Right. Well, yeah.
It's just, but anyway, McDonald's isn't, they're not in the hamburger business. They're in real estate. So, but anyway, as we look out over where the industry is going, I got some data here from ChatGPT, which is AI,
Yeah.
which is technology. If you guys are unaware of that,
My best
um,
friend. It's my
and
best friend.
it's usually pretty accurate. Usually pretty accurate. Although, except if you're the one person that showed up on my post that said you don't know what you're talking about, they know better than AI. They're
They
smarter.
do. Yeah, those are smart people.
But yeah,
They're smart people.
you can use them if you need anything. Um, but it's stating right now. So in 2024, here's some data for you. In 2024, the direct selling industry was $201 billion industry. By 2030, it's going to be up over 325 million. So it's going
Billion
to go from 201 to 325 million. A billion, sorry, billion. Um, I mean,
with a B.
that is significant growth.
Dude,
Significant growth.
that's a third of the entire amount that it's gotten to in just 4 years.
Yeah.
We we ain't we're this is and like I said, I think that we're moving into a state of being where and this is why I've built the company that I've built is that we have a world of I don't knows. We have a world of people who just can't figure out and can't get out of their own way. And it's like now that these tools exist for the first time ever in history, you have tools that will do everything for you, and all you have to do is copy and paste.
Hmm.
And and I was talking to a developer friend of mine yesterday, a software guy, and I said, it's funny to me that what I'm doing right now is I'm ahead of 99% of all people on earth because I learned that I don't have to know anything. I just have to ask the right questions and copy and paste. And that's
Mhm.
all I do. I have spent weeks. Does this work? Copy and paste. Does this work? Copy and paste. Does this work? Copy and
Mhm.
paste. And I haven't had to know anything. And so when you go into career choices with my kids getting ready to leave high school, I'm like, if you ain't getting ahead of this right now, you are going to be rolled over.
Yeah.
And and in network marketing, if you're not using these tools that we're telling you about that are free to use, and you're not using them daily, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So we'll get to technology here in a second, and that I think that's going to be a really fun part of today's podcast. But so I mean, obviously the industry is going to continue to massively grow. Um, so I think when we look at that and we look at where the industry's been, especially like let's we don't even have to go back 10 years when 10, 15 years ago when a lot of people were doing they're doing conference calls, they're doing home parties, they're doing, and I used to see this all the time. They would take their product or whatever and be like on Facebook, "Hey, I'm looking for two product testers. Who wants to test my thing? Who wants to test my protein shake, my collagen, my whatever it is?" I think
Only two.
yeah, I know. That's all I need, just two out of the billion people that are on Facebook right now. I just need two. Um, you are getting more and more away from that, and especially post COVID. Post COVID, more there. The beautiful thing about COVID is it just created so much more awareness around the ability to work from home, the ability to create something, have something that could generate you more income from home. And we saw obviously a huge spike in home based business, affiliate marketing, network marketing, digital online marketing, those types of things. And it just created so much awareness, which is amazing. And that trend ain't stopping anytime soon. But we're also headed into a much more informational digital phase versus belly to belly. So the question is for you as you look out over the landscape into 2026 and beyond, how are you going to adopt this wave? How are you going to be part of this wave? And how are you going to position yourself where you're using the digital era, the digital wave, the tools that you have? How are you going to be using this versus, and this, Curry, this is where I think there is going to be eventually there's going to be a greater awareness of, oh, is that MLM? Is that one of those pyramid scheme things? I think eventually that's going to fade away because I think that kind of, 10, 15 years ago, people could be like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme thing. And when it was a little more hypey around that, as we get more into digital, more into technology, I think that fades. What do you think?
It's going to. I think you're going to have a lot more, I think, affiliate models versus multi-level marketing models.
Hmm.
But at the same time, and I want to make this crystal clear, an affiliate model is another job. A network marketing is leverage.
Yep.
And so for those people who want to always poo-poo the idea, you just don't understand. And so I think the understanding is going to become more and more aware. I think there's going to be a lot more return to the awareness of leverage.
Hmm.
Because when you really understand, now you can own a segment of a pathway to people. Um, that awareness is always going to shift. But I think there's who was it? Larry Thompson. They talked about the gig economy, and they put out a whole book on the gig economy, big talk on it, and you see the rise of Uber, and you see the rise of people wanting all these little side hustles, and the reality is that so many people are so accustomed to a job that they think a second job is good. And so, but what
Hmm.
the reality is those of us who are in network marketing and who have won at network marketing are trying to pitch leverage. Like, look, anybody can go get another job. Anybody can go sell the most recent software. Anybody can do this other thing. Not everybody can build leverage. And when
Hmm.
you own leverage, it's wild. So
Yeah, it's I got into a debate in was on a Facebook post. I got into a debate with somebody about um, they were saying that, you market affiliate marketing much different than you market network marketing. It's different. And they kept saying it's different. And I just said no. I said the in order for you to make a fast start, right? And I'm not talking about building leverage. I'm talking about getting someone into your opportunity, getting someone to join your business, whatever, regardless of whatever your product service, whether it has a in-depth compensation plan or it's a one-level affiliate, the the activity's the same. You have to invite someone to learn more information, period. Whether
that's
they
it.
that's it. I mean, you
There's
have to
no
get
other thing you have to do.
no, you have to get a human being to look at your offer, and then they pull out their credit card and join. And it doesn't matter if you're selling a course, if you're selling an affiliate program, if you're selling a network marketing opportunity, you have to invite someone to some form of presentation. And that presentation can come in all different types of forms:
Here,
video,
hold on.
written, whatever, it doesn't matter. You invite someone to look at your thing, and they decide to pull out their credit card and join. Period. The activity is the same.
Now, hold on. There is a second activity in network marketing that isn't in affiliate marketing.
For
And the
sure.
second activity is teaching the person who just got started to invite the next person. And that is the only skill that you have to have. I've been preaching this listen, when I started network marketing, 4.5 years of my junk, my effort, my brain, everything was just wrong. And the day I flipped to just focusing on doing the one activity it takes to win, which is inviting, I haven't done anything else. I don't. I have a team of almost 100,000 people in a network marketing company. I don't know the products that we own. I don't know a detail of the things that I invite people to the resource. That's all I do in my job. That's my
Hmm.
business. My business is I'm inviting people to the resource. I don't know what's in here. I don't care. That's not
Yeah.
my job. I care. Let me just invite people. So, and then I tell people, look, the only thing you got to do is invite people. That's
Yeah.
it. Let me give you some. Let me give you some. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. I feel it. Keep going.
Okay. So one of the things, and this was part of the bait too, because there was, they're like, well, no, network marketing, once someone joins, then you have to train them, you have to teach them, you have to coach them. And I just said, what do you do when someone joins your affiliate marketing offer? Do you just take their money and run, and you don't show them how to use the product that they just purchased? You just
Yes.
took their money and you made a commission, and like, what? So what do you do? Because I'm sure they didn't just join you so they could get close to you. I'm sure they didn't just join you so they could, use your ebook. I'm sure you use their course. I'm sure they actually wanted to join so they could turn around and do the same exact thing that you're doing. And and then the conversation just went in circles. But I'm like, you're just missing the main point. Like, the activity's the same. So again, kind of the point is here, like, going back to the original topic, you gotta be able to differentiate yourself. You got to be able to stand out. You got to be able to, you know, be a little bit different than everyone else, just selling a system, selling the thing. And the systems are good. And I want to turn into technology here, because this is part number three. It was actually part number two when I originally read them, but part number three now is technology. And you can have all the systems and tools and everything else that's out there. You can have all that stuff, but if it's not used properly, I think there's kind of the big thing. If it's not used properly, it's it's more fluff. You know, AI is coming. Like there ain't no stopping it. I had a chat with Chat GBT about this. AI is like there ain't no stopping AI. It is coming. It's gonna become more and more part of everyday use. People, it's Chat GBT is gonna become a household name. If it's not already, it will be. Trust me. Google's gonna not gonna fade away. Google's ain't going anywhere. But like you're gonna have all this technology that's coming, and the question is for you watching this, how are you going to use it? Are you going to utilize it to your advantage? Are you going to have incredible systems that mean nothing if you don't actually use them? But I mean, Curry, you're knee deep in this stuff right now. You're going to a conference about this. You're creating stuff all around technology and AI. And I think it can be an incredible, incredible tool as long as it's used properly.
I don't even think it needs to be used properly, Dan. I really don't. I think it just needs to be used. Each and every single one of us for years have been given textbooks and given, resources and given knowledge
Mm,
that just sits on a shelf. Just sits
yeah.
on a shelf. You might read Think and Grow Rich. You might read Rich Dad Poor Dad. You might read Seven Steps in Network Marketing Pro. You might read them, but until you actually go fail a lot and mess up and do the wrong things, you ain't going to get anywhere. You ain't
Hmm.
action cures everything. That's my acronym that I love. One of my most favorite acronyms. So ACE, action cures everything. So if you're not testing the waters with AI, if you're not out here having it do all the things that you wish you could do, if you're not asking it, what should I do? Like, what should I do? And so it has more combined knowledge than any library on earth right now. It has more combined knowledge. And so if you asked it, how do I do a heart transplant? It'll give you a
Hmm.
step by step instruction on how to do a heart transplant. You can't do it, you can't sit there and just do it in your living room,
Hmm.
but it knows how to do everything.
Yeah.
So if you think, oh, well, it doesn't know how to do network marketing, you might be a little slow. I'm going to not use a word that was one of my favorite words from the 90s, but you might be a little slow. It knows how to do network marketing better than the biggest names in network marketing that have ever existed because it has all of their knowledge. It has all of their recordings. It has all of their data. And it says, this is what you should be doing. This is what
Hmm.
you should be doing. This is what you should be doing. And it's like, okay, well, what do I do? Well, then how about you follow instructions? How
Yeah.
about you do one, do that thing, and then do the next thing? Well, my friends are gonna think I'm gonna get embarrassed. I think I said this 2 or 3 episodes ago. One of my favorite little videos I have most recently consumed talks about the entrance price to success
Hmm.
is embarrassment.
Yep.
And I think that's the greatest truth. It's like, because every time, every one of us go through it, every one of us join something, and then our closest people, for some reason, want to be the biggest ones to destroy any possible dream that we have.
Hmm.
And let me tell you, technology, dude, it's like I can handle any objection without thought. I can handle any embarrassment without thought. Well, here's what my mom said. I'm going to put that in Chat GPT and see what it says I should say back to her.
Here you go,
Dude,
mom.
technology is going to make building okay, this is my keynote speak on this. We've never lived in this existence before.
In this era.
Never in the history of humans. We, we went from fire to brass to technology to now AI. And we've never lived in an information state such as this. We thought had it with the internet. Forget that nonsense. That is static information. AI is living, breathing, full awareness, and getting better.
Hmm.
This is a wild time to exist.
Yeah. Here's the simplest way to put it for me is when you think about the three most common excuses in network marketing. I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't know how, right? So the I don't know how is probably the biggest hang up for most. Because you either put up the money or you don't, you either create the time or you don't, you either make your business a priority or you don't. It just comes down to it. If you're reaching into your pocket to grab an excuse, it just means you don't want it bad enough, period. Game over. But if you're going for the I don't know how, AI gets rid of that for you. And then it just comes down to you just have to go do it. Here's your content, post it. Here's your video, record it. Here's your script, say it. Like, here's your response, copy and paste it. Like, it gives you what to do, it removes the I don't know how. So, if you have the audacity in this era to say, I don't know how, consider that the world's weakest, lamest excuse at this point.
It's a
I,
wild
I
place.
said
Like
it. Yeah.
it's, dude, it's wild. Like I'm sitting here just trying not to burst. If you live in today and you have a smartphone, or if you have any type of technology that gets on the internet and you aren't opening up AI 100 times a day. I literally have 19 tabs open above this window, and most of them are different Chat GPT windows because I'm having so many separate event conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, whoop, 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 whoop. And it's like I go from one while I'm waiting for a response. I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to go to this one. I don't know how to have, like, I know most people don't operate at my level, and my level is I compartmentalize data into segments so that I can manage multitask endlessly. Most people can't go fishing and stick with one fish. Like they gotta, it's like, what? So this idea that you're not, it's the 80-20 rule, man. 80% are going to do nothing. 20% are going to do a little bit of something. 3% of that 20 are going to kill this thing. And some of us are living in that 1 to 0.5%. And we are getting ahead of this thing. And we're telling you to
Mm-hmm.
get ahead of this thing. It ain't like we're hiding it. We're not the remember back in the 80s and 90s when network marketing leaders who were they had secrets. They had secrets and they used to use different things. And
Yep.
we're telling you exactly what to do.
I,
And
I
you
mean,
just have to do it.
I remember back in it was the early 2000s. It was the early 2000s when I got introduced to my first network marketing company. And there were some big, diamond leaders in some of these companies. And I was buying their DVDs. I was buying their presentations on a DVD so I could learn what they were doing. Like, it's crazy. And now it's like, I mean, you have everything and just boop, the push of a button. And again, as we kind of recap the theme of today's video, the state of the union, the state of MLM as we're heading out to 2026 and beyond, like this technology, this AI, I mean, if you right now are not using this on a daily basis, you need to start using this. It's not going anywhere and it is truly there to help you get way ahead and have an incredible year, man. Have an incredible 2026 by using the information, by using the technology that's right in front of you. And I mean, Curry, quick example for you, dude. I mean, you didn't just build a website, you built an ecosystem in a matter of days, all with copy paste. I mean, that's how crazy this is. That's how crazy this is. And to think some people are just stuck at, well, I don't know what to say. Like, really? You got
Can I
people
can I
building out
give you
entire like sites, blogs, ecosystems, like all within minutes, copying and pasting. You just share an idea and it gives you the code. And it's like now you have a fully functional website system, funnel, all that other stuff. And you're worried
and
about what
here's
to say?
here's my humble brag, and I've this has been one of the funniest responses to the biggest professionals I've shared some of the stuff I've done. I've done it all on a Chromebook, like on purpose. I haven't brought out my powerhouse laptop. I haven't brought out, no, I wanted to build everything with copy and paste on a Chromebook to prove to the industry you don't have to have anything.
Hmm.
Like you don't gotta pay to have, oh, I need the latest iPad and the books and all the I need all the no, I you can build multi-million dollar platforms with nothing, with nothing. And so when I tell people that, they're like, this is ridiculous. This is even AI thinks it's ridiculous. It's like you built all this on the couch with a Chromebook. Yeah. And it's like, this is wild.
Yeah.
Dude, AI has already valued the thing that I built on the couch on a Chromebook between $3 and $6 million. If I sold it right now, it's like, and it's been open 10 minutes with
Yeah.
400 people who've signed up and are using it and then broke my, dude, this is wild times.
Think
But
about like,
it ain't gonna last long though.
no.
That's why I'm so aware. It's like you've got to be moving right now because 4 years from now, 5 years from now, it's over. It's really over.
Yeah. I mean, just think about the shift in how fast things are moving. If you went back 5 years ago and you had to hire a developer to build out all the code, like pre ChatGPT, if you had to hire a developer to build out all the code and build your ecosystem, build that site and everything, like how many thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars would that cost you to have somebody manually build that out? I mean, and now,
And the time
and
that,
oh,
dude,
for sure. I mean,
I
months.
work in the software development space in my career. And let me tell you, we need one button added, and it'll be 3 months to be added and validated and engineering tested and all this stuff. And I literally look at my device and I say, "Hey, add that button on that screen right there that does this thing," and it goes 5 seconds later, it's done,
Yeah.
tested, validated, and I'm like, "Why are we still dealing with people?" Like I
Yeah.
like these people's jobs, these careers in software development and all, no, they're gone.
Hmm.
Gone. Gone.
Yeah.
And by the way, my favorite thing that I hear all the time, well, what about proprietary? There's no such thing. It can build anything that you can think of and it will do it better than everybody else has already done it. There's no such thing.
Yep.
Just go make, be the first person to market it. Be the first person. Mess it up. Be bad. It's the 10x rule. Have you read 10x rule? 10x?
Cardone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. It's the quintessential truth for everybody who is winning in life. You
Yeah.
go out and you mess it up and you put it out as fast as you can and then you fix it and then it's like my people are like, "Kerr, you need to slow down. You need to shut up is what you need to do."
Here's the
I'm
thing,
moving.
guys. It's moving fast. The industry is moving fast. The industry is it's not changing, but it's shifting. And if you adapt with it, if you run with it and you run with the technology and you be authentic, you stand out, I think too many people want to hide behind their screen, they want to hide behind their computer. They want to do as little as possible and they want the maximum return. But what's going to help you build and grow massively is to be out there, be in front, be talking about it, be sharing your experiences, be authentic, and use the tools that you have at your disposal and use them really well and get good at using them, practice using them, talk about using them. Talk about how you're helping people. Talk about the thing that you learned. Remember, we've talked about this before. ILT. This is various forms of this, but ILT, invest, learn, teach. Invest your time, sometimes money, learn something, turn around and teach that to others. You keep doing that, you keep progressing and learning and growing and developing. There ain't no stopping you, period.
we don't have to say anything else.
And
That's
I'm
that.
out.
I think
See?
we really have wrapped this entire thing into a bow. I mean, if you're not being aware of what's coming, if you're not aware of the shift, and if you're just getting started in network marketing for the first time, you have joined at one of the wildest moments in history. You
What a
don't
great
have to
time.
do you don't have to do anything. You don't have to know anything. All you got to do is literally say, "Hey, what should I say to this person?" And it tells you the exact thing and you just copy that and you paste
Hmm.
it to the post or the comment or to whatever and ta-da. By the way, a year ago, you had to know scripts. You had to know prompts. You had to know stuff. Now it's so advanced, you don't even got to tell it anything. You just ask it a question and it gives you the direct answer. And it's so wild.
Hmm.
I, I haven't written a prompt to build software. I just tell it what I want and it goes, "Oh, you want to do that? Let's go ahead and let's do it."
Yep. Yeah, I mean, even a couple of years ago, people were literally like selling prompts to
Oh, yeah.
ChatGPT. You needed these advanced prompts. I'll tell you one thing. You know what's wild? You know what is wild for me is this is just an example. I'm using two different AIs right now. I'm using Grok and I'm using ChatGPT. I
Same,
use
same.
Grok for my thumbnails, but what I do, depending on the video that I'm creating, I'll go over to ChatGPT and I'll say, "Hey, Chat, write me a prompt for Grok, and I want to create a thumbnail that does X, Y, and Z for a video that says this, this, and this." And Chat goes, "Here's your prompt." I take the prompt, I put it over in Grok, and Grok spits out the most insane thumbnails. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
it's so
It's
cool. Like
it's wild that I use this the
Canva,
same
see you
exact
later.
way.
Like,
I do the same thing. I literally build my creative stuff in Grok and all the back end stuff in ChatGPT.
yeah.
And but I will tell you that Grok's responses to coding is dramatically faster, but way more wrong, way more.
Yeah.
And it is it, what I and I've had, and I'm sorry we're diverting on this, but I love that I've literally almost cussed out. I don't cuss, but I have almost cussed out Grok because it'll tell you, "Here's your 100% foolproof, broken, it's tested, tried and true code," and you drop it in, it's immediately broken, and you're like, "I hate you." I literally have told this thing. I told ChatGPT last night. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I told it I was like, uh, "If you don't fix this right, I'm going to Grok." And it was like, "No, no." It was
But
like, we got a relationship here."
I want everyone that's watching this to think about this too. Like we've been taught, trained, encouraged over the last several years to go use Canva. When you want to create an image, you use Canva. And Canva's adapted some AI things and you can get into that. But like when you can just think, "Hey, man, I wish my thumbnail did this." We'll just take thumbnails for a YouTube video, right? I wish my thumbnail was just like had so much pop, so much flair, so much thing. You literally just speak that into Grok and it's going to create you the most insane thumbnail. And it will take you 5 seconds versus going over to Canva, clicking and dragging and doing this thing and trying to come up with your idea. And then it's like eventually I could see, if Canva doesn't really get their AI game on point, I could see Canva fading away because now you have ChatGPT is not that great for creating images, but Grok, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I will I will say I have really enjoyed ChatGPT for logo design. I have I
Logos,
mean
yes.
I've built so many logos in this past 3 weeks. I mean, I've got 9 projects running at the exact same time, and I have built so many. I use it all, man. I have to say that. And that's what I think we're trying to get to everybody is like, look, you just gotta get in there and dig. You got
It's
it's this is the hole, man. The gold is in this hole. Just get in and dig.
I'm gonna wrap it up with this. I'm gonna wrap it up with a Jim Rohn line. I mean, straight up, guys, the industry is constantly shifting and moving. It's constantly shifting and moving with new AIs coming out all the time. And the whole thing that you need to know and understand here, and this is where Jim Rohn comes into play, don't be lazy in learning. Period. Like just be open to learning more stuff. And that stuff that you could be learning could dramatically help your business. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys later on
Bye,
episode
guys.
31. Deuces.